Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Let's talk some NFL, NXT TakeOver. It's WrestleMania week. I've been hearing some things on Twitter. Didn't get a chance to see it live. Haven't paid for that Peacock $9.99 Extreme package just yet. And AEW Dynamite was pretty good. Mike Tyson, Young Bucks, turn on John Moxley. I'm tired as shit. I am so fucking tired today. I hope everyone's having a good day. First day on the new job. I probably walked 5 to 6 miles today. I have no fucking energy. I could have fell asleep a couple hours ago, but you know what? I'm one of the hardest working motherfucking YouTubers on planet Earth, so even when I'm fucking tired, even when I have no fucking energy, even when I fucking don't want to be doing a live stream or watching TV or doing anything besides sleeping, your boy is here. Tyshawn Mullins, yo, what to do? Psycho Wolf 47, what to do? So right now I got the 49ers on NFL Network going against the Washington Redskins, a.k.a. Washington football team. You know, I've been hearing some talks about Justin Fields, another pro day, another opportunity to be able to prove to John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan maybe that he's the guy. Maybe he's the guy over Mac Jones, because I bet if I had to put money on it, John Lynch loves Justin Fields. Kyle Shanahan loves Mac Jones. So there was a few different moves that were available today. Not a whole lot of NFL action, but NXT TakeOver was the day. I was on Twitter, so obviously when you go through your Twitter feed, you're going to see results. You're going to see new champions. You're going to see different opportunities. I watched AEW live. I'm on the West Coast, and I'm here in Oregon, so I have to get the TNT app, click on the East Coast feed. So I was able to watch it from 5 to 7, got to see Mike Tyson. You know, we're going to have, obviously, the pinnacle led by MJF, the biggest heel in wrestling right now, right? He's going to end up going against the Inner Circle led by Chris Jericho, and they're going to have a blood and guts match coming up. That's going to be exciting. I'm definitely, as you can see, I'm all elite all the way, but I'm still going to be watching NXT TakeOver. I'm still going to end up watching WrestleMania. I'm still going to do Swaggy P and me. We're going to still watch WrestleMania and do a live stream watch party on Saturday and Sunday. So, I mean, even though there wasn't a whole lot of NFL action out there, a little bit of NFL, a little bit of wrestling, AEW and Mike Tyson, Katanya in the building, Sarah Small in the building, Psycho Wolf in the building. But it was kind of exciting to be able to see that. But I'll tell you what, first day at a new job. You know, when you're working warehouse, you know, it's different than working on the phones. If you work retail, if you're on your feet, you know, depending on what kind of stores that you're, working at, what you're living, what you're doing. I'll tell you what, when you're working at a warehouse here on the West Coast, these warehouses are so fucking big. I am fucking dead. I have no fucking energy. I could have probably passed out 3 hours ago once I got off work. Probably walked like 5 or 6 miles today. My fucking feet hurt. My toes hurt. I had LeBrons on. LeBron 10s from 2013, right? And I don't want to ruin them. So I had some comfortable shoes, air bubble from the front to the back. And even with that being said, rough day, long day, but like I said, a new opportunity, and you got to be able to grind it out. But I'll tell you what, man, starting a new job is definitely tough. So with the NFL, as I'm going through the timeline and I'm looking through the news, not a whole lot that is there. There's a little bit about Justin Fields. The Niners are going to be there. John Lynch is going to try to, convince Kyle Shanahan probably, hey, we need to be taking a look at this guy from Ohio State. Yeah, Ohio State doesn't really get quarterbacks to pan out, but maybe this guy is better. And then Kyle Shanahan on the flip side is saying, hey, Mac Jones is kind of like Jimmy G. This is the kind of guy that I want. I think he's got, better footwork. He's going to be the better piece for our team. So I feel that that's going to be the piece that's going to be able to move forward. Psycho Wolf, I got you. No problem, my guy. I mean, like I said, I'm just going to be streaming for a little bit, just to say what up to everybody in the building. The Carolina Panthers, they add secondary help with A.J. Bouye. So when we saw him, with the Jags, with Jalen Ramsey, Calais Campbell, he was a pretty good player. Then he ended up going over, to Denver. Didn't really work out. And then now you're, going to see what you can do with the Panthers. So the Panthers are making move. They're taking a gamble. And they're adding some more pieces to the defense. So we saw what Jeremy Chin could do. Brian Spider Burns, they obviously have a couple pieces, but they still have a few more pieces to go. Raquel Gonzalez, I saw that she ended up winning the NXT Championship. MSK, obviously winning the tag. So, I mean, I'm more of an AEW guy, but obviously when you watch MSK, you know, they got the kind of DX colors with the black and the green, and they're high flying. They're kind of the WWE version of the Young Bucks. And speaking of the Young Bucks, there was a great match on AEW Dynamite. So obviously I try to go back and forth. I'm usually going to watch AEW Dynamite live, and then I'll watch NXT, you know, taped or a little bit later. So I'll get NXT here in about 13 minutes, and I'll probably watch it if I'm still live streaming to see what happened, so I can watch it in person. And then I got to be able to order, you know, the WWE Network. No, the Peacock Network. You got to pay the $9.99 a month, all right, to be able to watch WrestleMania, and I think to watch NXT TakeOver tomorrow. So I might end up doing that. AEW was good. So you ended up, you know, having the Inner Circle with Jericho. You got the crew back together, right? You're going to go against MJF and the Pinnacle. I love the faction portion of AEW compared to WWE. WWE does not like factions. AEW loves them. So I'm all about that. Gives me kind of that NWO feel. I feel the storyline's a little bit better in AEW. And then now you're going to have Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and the Good Brothers. They obviously turned on Moxley there at the end. So you ended up having John Moxley and the Young Bucks going against their best friend, Kenny Omega. And then obviously with the brothers. And it's one of those things where it looks like, you know, they're going to bring the Bullet Club back, and the factions and the storyline. It's going to keep building and building and building. So I just like the way the MJF got himself into the Inner Circle, then started his own faction. You know, I just think the writing and the announcers and the overall high-flying wrestling that you see in AEW is better. Some people that love WWE aren't willing to give it a shot. It seems like people like wrestling Twitter is the fucking worst. It's like everyone's talking shit how much WWE is better if you're just so in love with WWF or WWE, or you didn't like WCW or ECW for like Rob Van Dam when they ended up going to the Hall of Fame here yesterday. But for me, I'm a fan of everything. So give me the ECW, the hardcore wrestling with Rob Van Dam and Sabu. Give me a little WCW with the NWO feel and the better announcers and the better presentation. But I'll take the Undertaker and Mankind. Give me some Stone Cold and The Rock. So everyone's got their preferences, but definitely a good show. I was actually hoping that someone watched. I'm not sure if it was you, Sarah Small, or someone, Odin's Child, or someone that was in the building that ended up watching NXT TakeOver. Did you subscribe? It's $4.99 a month, but it's with ads, right? But if you don't want any ads, I believe it's $9.99. Is that right? So you let me know. So I'm going to have to subscribe to it because I'm going to be doing a WrestleMania live stream, and I probably will do a live stream for NXT TakeOver tomorrow. Now, what time does NXT TakeOver start? Did it start at 4 p.m. Pacific time? Because I don't get off till 4:30 now. So I believe when I was checking on Peacock Network that it started at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern. So you did with ads for $4.99. How bad are the ads on there? So if I end up subscribing for WrestleMania, like when you're watching old material, like old pay-per-views, old shows, how many ads are coming up? It's at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Now, Sarah, is it going to be where I have to pay? You got to pay for tomorrow's show, right? So they gave you the freebie show today, and then you got to end up doing, you know, the paying part for tomorrow. So how often are the ads coming up though when you're selecting things? Is it every like 2 minutes? Is it crazy? Like how many ads on like a pay-per-view or on a show? Like typically, are we talking like a couple, or are we talking 10, or are we talking 20? Because I don't mind paying the $9.99 without the ads if I can skip it, but I'm not sure if I'm just actually buying it just to watch the pay-per-views live, right? I don't think there's going to be ads really there. Maybe you're at the very beginning, right when it starts. Maybe they want to shoot me an ad or something, but only every half hour. Okay, well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. So I could do the $4.99, and then I could step it up. And then once you do the $4.99, can you step it up, and then you can buy the $9.99 option? I imagine you can. You can upgrade the account. But I'm really wanting to watch that MSK match because, like I said, they remind me of the Young Bucks. My favorite wrestler right now, Kenny Omega, right? I love the Young Bucks is my favorite tag. They're both in AEW. As you can see, that obviously I'm AEW. All right, I'm always AEW all day, every day, but I still got a little love for, WWE. But yeah, so I guess I got to do it tomorrow. So if it's going to start at 5 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern, then that'll give me enough time where I can come home if I order it tonight or tomorrow morning, and then I can rush home real quick. MSK, I think that's actually my favorite thing that they got right now in NXT or in WWE, besides maybe The Fiend or some of the other wrestlers that they have. And, I was a big Seth Rollins guy. I was always a big Shield guy, but Moxley now, a.k.a. Dean Ambrose, is over in AEW. So a lot of the people that I really like are in AEW. It's just, I love Jericho. I love the factions. I love the Inner Circle. But MSK, I feel, is like kind of the newest, freshest thing that's in WWE. Every once in a while you'll get like Shinsuke Nakamura, you get Bobby Roode, certain guys that really take off, or you want them to take off when they're really popular in NXT. But I feel that MSK can transcend into Raw, which they should go to, or SmackDown, or NXT. Bullet Club is going to be back. It looks like they're going to be back. I mean, they obviously, they can turn on Moxley, but the Bullet Club is obviously amazing. So it'll be interesting to see if we ever get a crossover with some of the wrestlers in WWE, right, and AEW. But I think Vince and Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, I mean, there's a lot of animosity between Cody Rhodes and a lot of the people that are in AEW than the people that are obviously represented in WWE, like Vince. So I'm not sure if we're ever going to get that crossover, but it would be cool to be able to see certain guys like Finn Balor, and they have a little crossover. Maybe the Bullet Club takes over wrestling in general. I would be down for that. But let's go over some of the news that was kind of popping off today. Like I said, I'm extremely tired. Like I said, first day at the new job. I can barely keep my eyes open. You wouldn't be able to tell based off the voice and the energy that I'm going to give you no matter what. But, man, waking up early, 6 in the morning or so, going to work, about 8-9 hour day, on your feet the whole time, no sitting down. It's just too sweet. Absolutely. But, when you're on your feet all day long, and it's a new warehouse, and this thing's fucking huge. I mean, it was twice as big as the other warehouse that I worked at, and I'm telling you, being on your feet for 8-9 hours straight, and even with comfortable shoes on, I probably walked, like, no cap, like 4, 5, 6 miles today, or at least it felt like it. I think I did, because like I said, I was just fucking drained, no energy. I mean, I was planning on hopping on and doing a live stream as soon as I got home, and I had to lay down and take a shower and kind of take it easy. But almost fell asleep, but my love and dedication to the channel, like I said, no matter how tired I am, I got one more day there, and then they're going to evaluate. And then, like I said, if they need me, then I'll go back there. And then if I need to go somewhere else, there'll be other warehouses that start earlier, like 6 a.m. to 2:30. But for me, I mean, if I can work 8 to 4:30, or something like 7 to 3:30, that maybe might be more ideal, because I'd like to be able to sleep in a little bit. But let's go over some of the news that's popping off today. And if you guys have any comments on the AEW Dynamite, which was pretty good. Mike Tyson showed up. You got, the Bullet Club, possibly reunion there at the end of the show with the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and obviously the Good Brothers. It seems like WWE is, with a lot of the talent, they just chew them up and spit them out. Do you remember Enzo Amore? And Big Cass? I had a thing come on my Twitter feed, and they were so good at working the crowd at NXT and Raw that they could do their promo with no mics. And the crowd participation was like no other. Shout out to Enzo and Big Cass. Enzo Amore. I mean, I just think with wrestling, you don't really get pops like that. And when I watched that video that came across my Twitter feed, I don't know if there's been another wrestling video that I watched like 10 times in a row, because you just get chills when you have something magical like that happen. The Rock versus Hollywood Hogan. Way back in the day in Canada, a WrestleMania moment. There's certain things and certain matches and certain things that really pop off in wrestling. Or, if you, like The Fiend, or there's just certain moments, or maybe when Kofi Mania happened. Obviously, that was on the timeline. When Kofi Mania happened and he went on his magical run, that definitely put chills on the spine, just because you knew how hard he's worked. And when you get these guys, even like Bobby Lashley, when you get guys that work really hard, 10, 20 years, and they finally get their shot, even if it's only for a couple months, you definitely can feel for someone like that if you love wrestling like the way that I do. Let's see here. Excessive speed caused Woods' crash. I'm not sure if he was drunk. I'm not sure if he was high on pills, but that's what they're saying there. That's one of the top headlines. Arizona fires Sean Miller, college basketball coach after 12 years. Who cares? Not me. Panthers add secondary help with Bouye. Let's go into some of the details there with the Panthers. And then maybe we'll be able to get a few more people to hop in the room. Carolina Panthers, A.J. Bouye agreed to the contract. Let's see. He was a Pro Bowler in 2017, and he'll be suspended for the first 2 games of the 2021 season and part of a 6-game ban he received last year for violations of the league policy on performance-enhancing substances. So he's Carolina signed 10-year veteran corner Rashawn Melvin to a 1-year deal earlier in free agency. Bouye is 29, released by Denver in February. When he went to Denver, it was horrible. He never really popped off. So today we're talking about adventures with AG. We're talking about headline news, NFL, Justin Fields, second pro day where he's going to throw. We're talking about A.J. Bouye getting signed to the Panthers, so they get Sam Darnold. Now you get a guy that was a Pro Bowler a couple years ago, right, going to the Panthers. So I like what the Panthers are doing, even though they're in the division with my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're talking about NXT TakeOver and the Peacock Network. Obviously, it's coming up here for me because I'm on the West Coast, so it's going to come on for me here like literally in like 2 minutes. So I'm going to turn it on, and I know a lot of y'all that live in the Midwest and you live in the East Coast, you guys already watched it. So what I did is I ended up watching AEW Dynamite live. So I went to the TNT app, and then even though that I live in the West Coast, right, if I go to the TNT app and then I hit East Coast feed, it'll allow me to watch AEW live, which is kind of nice, even though I just watch it on my phone typically, unless I go to the other room and then I can, have it on the TV. But AEW Dynamite actually was pretty good. Mike Tyson showed up. You had the Inner Circle. They're going to do a blood and guts match, which is awesome with the Pinnacle led by MJF, the best fucking heel in wrestling. Come at me. I got the AEW shirt on. I'm AEW all day, every day. Of course, I love NXT takeovers. I went to NXT TakeOver Portland, and it was one of the best pay-per-views that I've ever fucking been to in my entire life. If you go back and you watch NXT TakeOver Portland, you will see me in the front row, in the aisle, right? Especially when you see certain wrestlers come out, like Finn Balor. I'm right there. I get daps from Matt Riddle. I get to talk to Keith Lee. Got daps from him. Got daps from Beth Phoenix. So, I definitely had a magical time. But NXT TakeOvers are one of my favorites because I feel that they really bring it. They're going to do a 2-day show. This one's free. Tomorrow you have to pay. So I guess I'm paying tomorrow, and then I'm going to do maybe a live stream watch party for TakeOver tomorrow. AEW Dynamite, though, you ended up seeing Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers, which used to be in WWE, right? They weren't used properly, just like when they were in NJPW. And then they got them over, right? But they didn't use them properly, just like Enzo Amore and Big Cass and a lot of these guys that I used to really enjoy, right? So they have this thing, with the Bullet Club, if you're familiar with wrestling, and then it was Jon Moxley and the Young Bucks, and there was an opportunity there at the end to do double V-trigger. You got Nick and Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson just couldn't do it to his boy Kenny Omega, and at the end, a little double V-trigger, a little double super kick, to Jon Moxley's face, even though I love him, and it looks like they're going to all be together, so I love the factions in AEW, and now I get NXT TakeOver. It's popping on live right fucking now. I'm excited. So I know a lot of y'all already know the results. Obviously, I know because of Twitter's fucking bitch, right? Twitter told me MSK won the tag, right? And we already know with Sarah Small, right? Raquel Gonzalez is the new women's, NXT champion. I didn't really know the whole card or lineup because I was working today, but very first new day at a new job, and let me tell you, I'm fucking gassed. I'm fucking tired. I'm seeing a little Star-Spangled Banner. Dude, in Tampa, too. Now, can you imagine me being the biggest Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan and being a wrestling fan if I just had enough money where I could have went to the Super Bowl and then stayed there or came back and then went to WrestleMania and went to NXT TakeOver? It just wasn't in the cards, you know what I mean? But what a better opportunity for me as a fan, to go to Tampa, watch the Super Bowl, watch my team win, and then if I can go here and watch NXT TakeOver or WrestleMania, that would be a dream come true. But, I don't got the money for that. But I'll tell you what, new jobs are hard. I don't want to say new jobs suck, but like I said, you first go in and you're like, all right, positive, everything's good, right? And then you get a couple hours in and you kind of evaluate, do I like this job? Do I want to keep it? Do I want to quit? You know what I mean? The good and the bad and the ugly. Take a break, have lunch, see how you feel. A lot of walking. That's the only one downside. This warehouse is huge. And then they had a fucking huge semi-truck that came today, like a 20-footer. And I guess they do 20 foot and 40, and they only get a few of these a year. And obviously the first day that I start, it's there, and I'm unloading it. I'm unloading like, I don't know how many, 300 fucking boxes that are like maybe 5 pounds to 50 pounds. It was pretty brutal. My arms started hurting. My feet still fucking hurt right now. But you know what? NXT TakeOver is about to come on right now for me. Like I said, I wanted to talk a little NFL too as well. Talk a little AJ Bouye getting that deal to go to the Panthers. I love that. And like I said, AEW is my show as I'm representing, obviously, the merch and the gear. You know, I'm one of those first year guys, you know, where I got the merch the first year. I got the hoodie. I got the T-shirt. NXT, NXT, NXT. And I love it. Man, not a lot of people love wrestling. I know a lot of y'all that are in the building, you love it like I do. And like I said, I want to be able to see these opportunities. I want to be able to see MSK. Like I said, I think that they are my favorite up-and-coming, you know, team or even solo. I mean, I know The Fiend gets a lot of love, and you got certain guys out there like vets, like Randy Orton. You know, you get guys like Seth Rollins. You know, you have the top dogs like Drew McIntyre and all these pieces. But for me, I mean, I like, you know, high flyers. I like the Young Bucks. And the MSK, you know, they are the closest thing to the Young Bucks, I think, that's in WWE right now. Like I said, they're young, they're fresh. I love the color scheme too, and I think that's a big part of why people like them. They rock the green and the black. The highlighter green and black is so DX. Like every time you see their gear, you have to smile because there's not really a lot of people that wear that color scheme. But if you rock that color scheme, you know what I mean? You got to bring it. And like I said, it's a big part of their popularity subconsciously, I feel, because it reminds you of DX. But yeah, Young Bucks are definitely my favorite. I'm a big Kenny Omega guy, even though he's going super heel right now. But like just all the people that are there, Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, Moxley, Jericho, Inner Circle, you know, just everyone that's there. And I'm a big Tony Schiavone guy. I always have been a big Tony Schiavone guy. JR, you know, even though he's a little bit older, but when you listen to them, you know, do the dual commentary, they're better than Michael Cole. They're better than everyone else. They're better than Graves, Corey Graves. There's not anyone that I think is on the level. I know that NXT used to have Morrow, and Morrow would bring the heat and the energy kind of like Joey Styles. But to me in wrestling, you got to be able to have good announcers. That's a huge part of wrestling. You got to have good announcers with a great voice to bring the heat and bring the energy like I bring it during NFL season. You got to have that voice that you like to hear, right? You got to have someone that gets you excited, that knows what they're fucking talking about. And I just feel WWE doesn't got it. They don't got it, man. The WWE announcing is fucking horrible. AEW's got better announcing, right? They got better ring presence, better wrestling moves, right? Better factions, better storyline. I think everything is just better there. Now, I think WWE has some potential, but I mean, when you're the top dog, I mean, you're definitely sliding a little bit. Kushida, I like him a lot. Pete Dunne, when he was champs with Matt Riddle for the tag belts, I got to be right there and touch the tag belts at NXT TakeOver and be right there, get little daps from him. Man, it was amazing. Pete Dunne's very underrated too as a wrestler. So, I mean, they got a few guys, but I really feel MSK, to me, that's the newest kind of hot thing that WWE has, besides holding on to the last thing that they have that's popular for them, The Fiend. All right, so it sounds like maybe Bo Dallas will show up with Alexa Bliss, and then the real Fiend, right, Bray Wyatt, will show up after. So we'll see what happens in WrestleMania. I imagine there'll be some surprises. I'm ready for Becky Lynch to come back after she takes care of her baby. I'm ready for Ronda to come back. But even with that being said, I mean, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to get the ratings back until the fans are allowed back in the building. But I think the wrestling has gone down a little bit. The announcers are not good. And the storyline has really been some shit. But hopefully, once we get fans back, maybe they'll step their game up, you know, because, I mean, there's a reason why NXT moved to Tuesday. They're never going to beat AEW, one-on-one. And I honestly feel if AEW can keep getting some wrestlers to come over, like Andrade or some of these other guys, like Miro came over, Rusev, if you keep getting more people where you can have a second show, they can do a Raw comparison. I mean, they're not going to win against Raw right away, right? But they could compete with SmackDown, Raw. They got AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. You know what I mean? But at some point, maybe when they have the balls and they have a bigger roster, they would probably go SmackDown and they would compete there first because they're not going to win the Raw demographic. But I would love the Monday Night Wars. You know what I mean? And I love AEW and what they bring. But we'll have to see what we got right here. We got Pete Dunne and Kushida, two wrestlers that I can definitely watch. They definitely got enough pieces on their roster that they don't utilize enough. But that's one thing about NXT. They always bring it. On takeovers, they always bring it. On Raw, it's kind of a bland show to me now. SmackDown, kind of a bland show. They don't really utilize their wrestlers the way that they could. But NXT is always, known for bringing the heat, bringing the fire, new guys, old guys. And now they got guys, like Finn Balor, representing NXT. And I think that's a good move on their end because you're going to end up getting better ratings. And sometimes NXT is better, than SmackDown or Raw, but only typically when it's an NXT TakeOver. Because obviously if it's a regular NXT show, I've seen some bad ones. It hasn't really lived up to the expectations from a couple years ago. They used to have a lot more, all right? Adam Cole, baby, all right? They used to have an amazing show on AEW, but they're really not there. They're really not there. Let's go. Let's talk some NFL, baby. All right, I might have to edit this right now since we're doing this. We can talk NFL. We can talk NXT. I'm going to change. I might see if I can change the title on this. NXT TakeOver. What's the official title, Sarah Small, of the TakeOver that's on right now? I know it's on Twitter. Ooh, big chops. Adam Cole, baby. I got an Adam Cole shirt. I love me some Adam Cole. I can go to, obviously, Twitter and see what's trending. NXT TakeOver, baby. Stand and deliver. Okay. NXT TakeOver. TakeOver. Stand and deliver. Stand and deliver. Going through here. I mean, since I'm watching this now, let's see if YouTube will allow me to change the title. Let's see if they let me do it. NXT TakeOver. Oh, shit. Stand and deliver. All right, now I got to get a different thumbnail here since I'm going to do this on the fly. Let me get an NXT TakeOver. And TakeOver Portland was insane. Was fucking insane. Let me see here. Images. Two. All right, one sec here. Let's see if it allows me to do it on the fly.
Walter, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what do you
All right, let's see. Let's see. Memopolis, what to do? Sami Zayn. Dylan in the building. What to do? So, obviously, we're talking a little bit of NFL. We were talking a little bit of AEW Dynamite. Mike Tyson showed up. Obviously, had a little bit of a beef and a feud, with, as we know, Chris Jericho. As I put this here on the screen as...
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
Your boy's editing on the fly. You know what I mean? Your boy's going at it. I said I went and I love NXT. Went to a house show and it was incredible. And it's one of those things that's like, I think just the energy and the vibe when you end up going to something like that. It's like you don't realize how great it is There we go. It let me change it. NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Watch Party. Let's go, baby. Oh, I got to put live in there. All right. Let's see here. That's crazy. It lets me do that. I figured it did. I don't think I've ever had to change a title or a thumbnail or change anything really on the fly. But, hey, stand and deliver. I'm going to be watching it for a little bit here anyway, so might as well. That's why CarMax gives you an instant online offer. Yeah, Adam Cole. I mean, he always gets big pops. The Keith Lee and the Dijakovic match to pop off. If you go back and watch NXT TakeOver Portland and you watch that opening match, that crowd was fucking insane. There was so many great moments in that fucking pay-per-view. That was one of the best pay-per-views or sporting events, even though, obviously I've been to Mariner games, I've been to Seahawks games, Beavers, Oregon Ducks, Blazers. I mean, I've been to a lot, but that might have been one of the most exciting events that I've ever been to. No cap. Let's go. NXT TakeOver Stand Deliver Watch Party here on the West Coast for me. I haven't seen it yet. Kushida, Pete Dunne, let's go. Memopolis, what'd it do? I saw that the Dodgers fucking lost against Oakland. Fucking A, man. What's that about? NXT, NXT, NXT. And I fucking work today, man. I have no goddamn energy, and I'm still fucking chanting NXT. Let's go. I love it. Crowd is fucking hyped. That's one thing about WWE I think I love the most. You know what I mean? I love WrestleMania. I love Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and... there's the SummerSlam. Those are my main four. But I think any takeover can match pretty much anything. I mean, except for maybe Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. I think takeovers, every single one of them is just fucking phenomenal. Walter's always been good. Walter has always been good. Yeah, I saw that the Dodgers fucking lost, man. 4-3 in extras, but they've won almost every game after that opening game loss with Kershaw. So, no, I'm on the West Coast. So I didn't get to see this live. So I get it my time at 8 p.m. Pacific time. You guys get it, at your time. So right now it's like, let's say 10, 15, or 11:15 your time. So I watched AEW live, and I got to see Mike Tyson, and I got to see, the blood and guts match that you're going to have with the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle led by MJF, the best fucking heel in wrestling, period. And he's in his mid-20s. Oh, Kushida on the top rope. And then this was on, but I didn't get it. I don't have the opportunity to watch this. Ooh. So I have to watch it at 8. So I get AEW Dynamite normally at 8, and I also get this at 8 o'clock. So I try to watch AEW live every time on Wednesday, and then I'll watch this afterwards. But I'm going to have to get the NXT package, right, or the WWE package with Peacock. So if I get that tomorrow, I'll get home from work at 4:40, 4:45, and then I'll be able to do a live stream watch party to this tomorrow because I want to watch day 2. I don't know who's wrestling in day 2, but, I mean, I have to get it for WrestleMania. And once I get it for WrestleMania, I'm going to do watch party. I mean, WrestleMania is going to be fucking lit. I'm going to do Saturday and Sunday. Preston's coming over. My boy Swaggy P. Nice. But I think, like I said, I think I like NXT takeovers more than anything. Survivor Series, I mean, I would probably put it right up there with WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, and Survivor Series and SummerSlam. I really would. I might even put it up there higher than Survivor Series and SummerSlam. Like, no cap. I love NXT takeovers, no matter when they do them. I've seen probably some of the best matches in WWE history on NXT. I mean, I've seen great ones at WrestleMania. I've seen amazing Royal Rumble memories. But as far as great matches, SummerSlam, great ones. Survivor Series, great ones. Majority of the great ones that are SummerSlam. Back in the day, they had that King of the Ring, which was amazing. In your house. I mean, I'm old school, so you got to think I've been watching wrestling since like 1985. So with the Hulkamaniacs, you know what I mean? Oh yeah. So. But I think I truly enjoy any NXT TakeOver. One of my favorites of all time is NXT TakeOver Toronto, I believe, from, obviously before COVID. That one was fucking amazing. But I just love the energy. All the matches are good. They're always, They're always just 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. It's always must-see TV. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anything that wasn't. Ooh, and you get the innovative moves that I like that make me love AEW. Pete Dunne beating Kushida. Oh, I saw Mookie hit a homer too. I'm looking forward to Fiend and Orton, Reigns, Edge, and Daniel. That's got the most, kind of excitement. Bianca and Sasha. And I think I have on my Twitter feed, I can kind of go over the lineup, obviously, here. And obviously, we know Bouye signed with the Panthers. Justin Fields is going to have another throwing day. Nike took away Deshaun Watson's little contract with him. All these girls are coming out now with the accusations. Who knows if he's playing football this season? It's not looking good. It is not looking good for Deshaun Watson. Cash out hybrid. Fuck Vince and Logan Paul. See, that's one thing. Bad Baby and Logan Paul, right, do not deserve to be in the ring, right? Shaq, even though he was impressive, and he fell through the table, and you got to see him out in AEW, and that's my promotion, right? I'm a big AEW guy. I don't want him out there. I mean, let's have our wrestlers out there. We don't need celebrity people. I think WWE is so desperate that they're trying to get these, hip hop and Latin people, and they're trying to get rappers and singers. I mean, like, what's next? Cardi B? You know what I mean? Like, what's really next? You know what I mean? Is that what we're going to do? We're going to have Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, and we're going to have all – I mean, come on. Keep the rap game to the rappers. You know what I mean? Keep the NBA people to the NBA. I love Orange Cassidy. I absolutely love Orange Cassidy. But let's go here. Kofi Mania, 2 years ago today. Kofi Mania took over WrestleMania 35. That was on my Twitter feed. Amazing moment. Let me see here. Let me go back to my Twitter feed here. The Bengals have released running back Giovanni Bernard at his request, so I knew that was going to happen. AB still wants to come to Tampa Bay, but we don't want to pay him the big money. Mookie Betts fucking blasted off to fucking another planet. I love that because obviously that's on my Twitter feed, and I always retweet that. Rob Van Dam and the NWO made the WWE Hall of Fame. I love that. That was yesterday. Let me see here if I can go back because I know I got a lot of wrestling people on my Twitter feed that love wrestling just as much as me. And all my whole Twitter feed is like Fiend and AEW, WrestleMania. Oh, here we go. Now I got it. Chan Man, I follow him on Twitter. He follows me. So day one, all right. I'm not sure how good this is going to be, right? I think day one looks kind of like shit to me on paper, but it might surprise me. All right, so you got Bobby Lashley, right, versus Drew McIntyre, right? I'm not sure how great that match is going to be. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair should steal the show. That one I know will be good. All right, Bianca Belair got the... All right, you feel me? She got it. You know what I mean? We're talking about, when Charlotte Flair, has it, right? And you just know certain females just have it. I mean, there's one things where you can have a pretty face, you know what I mean? And you can be attractive. But can you really wrestle? Can you talk on the mic? Her mic skills can be worked on. Definitely. Sasha Banks is way better on the mic than Bianca Belair, but she's new. She's younger. You know what I mean? But I like her presence in the ring. Cesaro and Seth Rollins. I don't know really what I feel about that. That could... NXT is on for me on the West Coast right now, so I'm watching it for the very first time. I never got it. When you guys got it 3 hours ago, I was watching AEW from 5 to 7 my time. I know right now it's 8:20 my time. You guys right now are sitting at 10:20. 11:20. So, I mean, you guys are blessed. You guys get it, early. I don't. You know what I mean? So, I have to take advantage of watching the TNT app. Now, if I didn't have the TNT app and I could click on the East Coast feed on my phone, I would never be able to watch AEW live, ever. So, I mean, I would love to be able to do AEW Dynamite live streams, in which I do once in a while I can do the app. But I never can get NXT TakeOver. I can never get Raw or SmackDown the way that you guys get it. You guys get it, a few hours before me. Cesaro and Seth Rollins. I'm a big Cesaro guy. I'm a big Seth Rollins guy. But I don't know. Seth Rollins, after the Shield broke up with Roman, and they're no longer with John Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose. I mean, that was the last best big faction. I mean, I know the Pinnacle, and you got Inner Circle, and then you got all these other factions in WWE and NJPW and Impact Wrestling, AEW. But I mean, wrestler for wrestler, you had Hollywood Hogan, right? Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, right? And you had Diesel, aka Kevin Nash, right? Back in the day, for skill set, right? Nash was the big guy. Razor Ramon was very skilled. Hogan didn't really have a lot of moves, but he was great on the mic, and he's a legend of wrestling, and that's a big reason why we love wrestling today, right? They had some skills, and they were great on the mic, right? Very entertaining. NWO for life, brother, and that's a big part of why I love New World Order for life, brother. Some people are DX. I'm NWO, and I'm NWO for life because they told me it's for life, so I'm for life, brother. All right, and I got jackets. I got the Wolfpack jackets. I got black and white jackets. I got all the merch. I mean, I am NWO to the fullest. Okay, but when you ended up seeing the Shield, right? Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, right? Roman Reigns, even though a lot of people didn't like him because he was shitty on the mic, but he had the physical body of a WWF or WWE superstar. Wrestler for wrestler, that might have been the best faction ever. I mean, can you tell me another big three that was better than those three guys based on what they accomplished in wrestling in AEW for Dean Ambrose, a.k.a. Jon Moxley, and what he did in WWE, right? And they didn't even really cater to him. They catered to Seth, right? And they definitely cater to Roman now, okay? All right, but I think wrestler for wrestler, Odin's Child, my boy. I have never seen three skilled wrestlers like those three guys and the way they have impacted wrestling today. It was Seth Rollins for the longest time when he turned on Dean Ambrose and obviously Roman Reigns. Then they got back together, and now Roman is the big dog, even though people don't like him. They don't like his mic presence, but he's gotten better, and that's why he's got Paul Heyman. But we'll see what Seth Rollins does. I want Seth Rollins to be at the top again. I mean, I'm a big Seth Rollins supporter. He's great on the mic. I don't know when it's going to happen, but if we have to get Roman versus Seth or whatever we need to do, Seth versus Brock, Seth versus Drew, Seth versus Bobby Lashley, I don't know. I'm a big Seth Rollins guy, all right? And then we got Kofi, all right? We got New Day, even though they split up Big E, right, versus AJ Styles and his big mofo friend, all right? Big mofo, right, and AJ Styles versus the New Day, all right? Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston. I'm not sure how good that's going to be, right? And then we got what? Shane McMahon going against Braun Strowman. I believe that's what's going on there. I don't know how that's going to be. I mean, Shane will jump off something crazy. Oh, wow. And then we got what? Bad Bunny, right? And then going against The Miz and John Morrison with his boy Damian Priest. I'm not sure how that's going to be. And then we got like some kind of women's tag, with a bunch of teams in it, 4 different female teams on Saturday. But then Sunday, right? Sunday looks a little bit better. Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, Edge. Like that, right? Asuka and who? It was supposed to be Charlotte Flair, but now we get the replacement. Who is it, Odin's Child? It's one of your favorites. Asuka is going against who? Let them know. Who is it? You know who it is. Asuka against one of the females that kind of took a back seat, but now I'm excited to see where it goes with her. All right? Then we're getting Big E. Yeah, Rhea Ripley, right? Then we're getting Big E going against who? Who's Big E going against? Big E. Rhea Ripley. She's underrated. You know what I mean? They didn't really give her the proper push that they should have. But Big E's match, we'll see if it's anything there. Matt Riddle versus Sheamus. Might be some opportunities there, right? Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and was it Jake Paul? Come on, man. Why are you there? Why are you there? And then we're going to Apollo Crews, exactly. Apollo Crews and Big E, right? And then you're going to have maybe Bo Dallas dressed up as the Fiend, with Alexa Bliss going against Randy Orton. And then the real Fiend, Bray Wyatt, might show up. And then at the end, you're going to end up having the tag match. But it has them, blacked out. So I'm not sure what we're going to do there for the tag match for the females. Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax versus... So do we know who they're going against? It just shows, shadowy figures in the little preview here. So... I'm not too sure, but I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good show. Ooh. Ooh, Bronson Reed. Ooh, shit. Yeah, but like I said, when NBA is garbage, and baseball, if the Dodgers aren't on, I'm not as excited. Okay? I have to be excited if the Dodgers are on. NBA's on, I'm fucking falling asleep. If college basketball's on besides Final Four or the championship, I'm asleep. And that championship game with Baylor put me to sleep. But I still did it, and I still worked hard. But wrestling? Give me Raw, right? Give me SmackDown. Give me NXT. Give me NXT TakeOver. Give me AEW Dynamite, right? Give me anything and everything. AEW Dark. Give me all that. But especially AEW Dynamite, number one. And give me some NXT TakeOver. Might be one of my favorite things of all time. I'm not going to lie. And after going to NXT TakeOver Portland before COVID hit, that might have been the best experience I've ever had at a sporting event besides being front row behind the Ducks bench, watching Marcus Mariota or Justin Herbert. I've had plenty of opportunities to get on TV, show the chains off. Yeah, why is Shane there? You know what I mean? You're too old for this shit. You know what I mean? Like Stephanie, Shane, Vince, they don't need to be there. And then think about all the names that aren't there. Brock Lesnar's not there. Charlotte's not there. I mean, there's so many big names. Obviously, we know Seth Rollins and, the man, had a baby. So, she's not there. But, I mean, there's just so many pieces. I know some people don't like Bayley, but, Bayley, I think, should, be involved. I mean, it's kind of a shame. I mean, if we had Bayley, Bianca Belair, and Sasha Banks, a triple threat, even though I know the one-on-one matchups are great, but you got to mix it up. You got to spice it up a little bit. But obviously, Bayley and Sasha had that long feud for the longest time. So just to get Bianca her due, one-on-one, that's fine. Uh-oh, here we go. Wyatt family, New Day, Cena. Yeah. Yeah, I got to see The Rock in person. I got to see a lot of big name guys over the years. Oh, wow. Double suplex. Are you fucking kidding me? Holy shit. Are you fucking shitting me? NXT. Wow, this guy's a big boy. This is a big boy. He picks him up. A double? What the fuck am I watching here? Jesus Christ. Double suplex. Two guys. Get the fuck out of here. Wow. Only on NXT TakeOver. You're never going to see that on a Raw or a fucking SmackDown or a regular NXT show. I mean, with Drew McIntyre, I mean, he's got the physical body and whatnot, but I'm not sure. I mean, we've had Jinder Mahal, in the past where it was like kind of a fluky thing where they did that based off like race and what things were going on, and they wanted to get down with the Saudis so we could go down there and do the pay-per-view to make them happy. But I mean, sometimes they make good decisions, with champs, and sometimes it's kind of scratching your head a little bit. But who's this? Mr. Dollar Bill, y'all. Distraction dog. Grimes in the building with his money. Okay. I see you, Grimes. He's kind of come a long way with his character development. Grimes was nothing. Just some weirdo, right, on NXT, and then they've started to give him a little bit of a push, a little bit of a role. Oh, a dollar. Oh, a big old stack of cash. Oh, okay. You like Drew McIntyre? I mean, he's held it down for champion, I mean, based off look. I mean, if you're not going to have Drew McIntyre, it's got to be Roman Reigns. Vince loves the big guys. It's always about Brock or Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns. He's got to have a guy that looks like they're fucking, like in UFC, someone that's just overly steroided up, overly roided up. But sometimes the guys aren't really that good on the mic, a.k.a. Roman Reigns, but he's getting better, and that's why he's got Paul Heyman. But Drew McIntyre is fire on the mic. For like a bigger guy, he's one of the best big guys that I've heard on the mic. He's got great shit-talking skills, very entertaining, and that's a big reason why I like wrestling, because obviously me being on the mic as a profession, I'll do warehouse work and I'll do sales, customer service, but I love calling games for the NFL, college football, doing live streams for WWE. Oh, shit! Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Right in the fucking turnbuckle. Holy fuck. You got to be kidding me. Oh, boy's dead as money flew out. The ref picked up the money. He's like, give me that. Give me that. Swaggy doesn't like Roman. I mean, I like Roman and Seth and Dean, a.k.a. John Moxley, more. Nobody likes Roman. I mean, there's certain people that like his look. The females think he's attractive. They like that look or whatever. He's not good really on the mic. He has gotten better over the years, since the Shield, right? But he never was as good as Seth. He never will be. He never was as good as Jon Moxley, a.k.a. Dean Ambrose. Not even close, right? But, his wrestling skill set, and, he's developed. And obviously they know he's marketable, based off his steroided look. So, but I'm a Roman guy. I am. A lot of people. I should show you. I have the very first Elite figures. I don't know if you guys know anything about wrestling figures. I have a shitload of wrestling figures from 1985, like when I was, first started collecting until now. And I have the very first Elite figures from the Shield. I have the very first Shield figure of Seth Rollins. I have the very first Shield figure of Dean Ambrose. And the hardest to find was the Roman Reigns. And the three of them in mint condition, well over $100 for the set. And I'll never sell them. And I got all three. I'll have to show them sometime. I got a lot of figures and a lot of accessories and memorabilia. Uh-oh. Another run-in. Roman is a powerhouse. But for me, cash out, I like Mike's skills. You know what I mean? So I like guys that some guys don't like as much. First superstar gone. Eliminated. Yeah, I like Reigns, but not as much as, some of the other people. But I like Jericho on the mic. Miz on the mic, MJF on the mic. I need to have guys that The Rock on the mic, Stone Cold on the mic. You got to give me someone that is an amazing in the ring, RVD skill set in the ring on the mic. There's just certain guys. For me, like my favorite wrestler that didn't really talk or do anything isn't fucking Brock Lesnar. All right, it's Sabu. All right. The thing is, though, is you might not like Miz, and he, went Hollywood and this and that, Adventures with AG, but you got to respect someone that came from real-world road rules that was never even supposed to be in the business. He was just a fan of wrestling. He got an opportunity. He's worked really fucking hard. He's a good fucking wrestler. I would put him in the top 15 in WWE today, all right? He's going to be a Hall of Famer, and once he's done, he could end up being an announcer, and he could be one of the best ones because of his skill set. He's a heel. He's a face. The Miz, to me, is one of the best wrestlers that WWE has ever produced. You got to think, he came from nothing. He was never supposed to be there. It's not like he trained with Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart in the Hart, dungeon. This guy was on fucking TV as a fan, fucking doing body slams to, guys that were in the house, fucking around. And then now his mic skills are impeccable. You know what I mean? There's certain guys on the mic that are up there, and I definitely put Miz, as far as mic skills, top 5 ever. He's up there. I think a lot of people don't realize that. Jericho, top 5. Stone Cold Rock, top 5. There's certain guys, and I think Miz is probably the most underrated wrestler that's out there. Like I said, not a lot of people like him, but when you're a heel, that's the whole idea. MJF, he's new and fresh and young, but I have a feeling he's going to go down in my top 5. He's amazing. He is, because you got to have heels. I love bad guys. You got to have guys that people don't like. Like when Hulk Hogan came out, everyone's like, "Yo, I love Hulk Hogan, Hulkamaniacs." Eat your vitamins and pray, brother. Oh yeah, right. I didn't like him that much then. I liked him when he went bad and when he went Hollywood Hogan and he went heel turn. It's like when Cena was good in a face, no one gave a shit, right? But when he was Word Life in the beginning, everyone loved him. And then if he would have did NWO, it would have been a huge thing to go from a heel or face to a heel, just like Hogan did. You know what I mean? The impact in wrestling would have been huge. Just because you're just a face, you're a face, you're a face. He's about the kids, hustle, loyalty, respect. And then he would have been like, fuck the fans, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, NWO. It would have been amazing. It could have raised the ratings for WWE through the fucking roof. A 2015 NWO, 2013 NWO, and I think it would have been a fucking just game-breaking, but I'm a heel guy too. So some people like the faces, me not so much. I'm a heel guy. I want someone to talk shit on the mic. But Adventures with AG, it's all staged. Of course he's going to do that, all right? You know what I mean? When you're going Lashley, and it's all staged to build up Lashley so that way he could get the belt because he's been working so hard, right? 15 to 20 years like Kofi Kingston. So you got to think about it. Some of these injuries are real, but obviously some of the matches are staged and, you know what I mean, based off interviews and what happens going into the match, all right? So, I'm a lot older than you, Adventures with AG, so I've watched a lot more wrestling than you know what I mean? I'm like Odin's child. We're almost 40 years old, All right, so I've been watching since 1985. So, I mean, I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, but that's the thing. A typical person that is going to think that, oh, he's not that good, but if you actually compare him and look at the skill set and look where he came from and how great he is on the mic, I mean, he's fantastic on the mic. And if I could have someone, be an announcer, fuck Michael Cole and Corey Graves, you put fucking Miz on the mic. If you put Miz on the mic to call the moves, right, and be entertaining on the mic, there's a reason there's a fucking Miz TV, because he's good on the mic. You can recognize that he's got skills on the mic. And you put Miz on the mic, the ratings will go up because he's a good announcer. You know what I mean? He knows how to fucking talk that shit. You know what I mean? And I can recognize it. I see greatness. Not a lot of people can see the greatness, but you got to be able to see that. Let's see. Io Shirai. And another guy that I think that's very highly underrated, in my opinion, Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is one of those guys, never gets the opportunity. Pretty fucking good on the mic, right? He could be a face or a heel. Better as a heel. I wish he would just go over to AEW. His talents have been very, very underutilized. One of my favorite wrestlers in the business, Dolph Ziggler. Not a lot of people like him. I mean, just because you don't have gold around your waist doesn't mean that you're not good. Of course, everyone can hop on the bandwagon, when you got the belt around your waist, right? But for me, I see wrestling a little bit different. I've been watching it for so long. I like the character build-up. You know what I mean? I need to be able to see the skill set on the mic. You know what I mean? I need to see if you can sell moves, and Dolph Ziggler is one of the best at that. So is Miz. Right? And then obviously being able to work the crowd, work the audience, work the announcers, do the whole package. So, see? Sarah's in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. You know what I mean? Been watching this shit for a long, long time. Yeah, I don't know anything that happens. I know MSK obviously wins the tag belt because Twitter's a bitch, right? So, but I want to watch it to see how it happens. They're my favorite people in WWE NXT right now, MSK, right? Because they remind me of the Young Bucks. Right, and they got DX colors, all right. But besides maybe like the Fiend, I mean the Fiend is one of those things right now. It's the best thing that they have because Undertaker's no longer around, so this is the new 2020 Undertaker. You know what I mean? But I mean you got to have more than that. Randy Orton, I love. Seth Rollins, I love. But I mean, as I'm looking through like the roster of these guys, Kevin Owens, I fucking love, but. Bianca Belair, I mean, obviously has a lot of potential, but I've always been kind of a Charlotte person. You know what I mean? Charlotte Flair. I mean, I like to see, girls go to the top and do craziness like Lita back in the day, one of my favorites. I mean, it's one thing when you're hot, but can you wrestle? Can you show me something and show me some high flying? Lita was that for me back in the day. Charlotte is that for me right now. Of course, there's others that were out there. Tori Wilson, incredible. Trish Stratus, beautiful. But I mean, they're not on the same level as a Charlotte Flair. I mean, Charlotte Flair is probably the most athletic female wrestler besides Bianca Belair that I've ever seen, and that's a big fact. Seth Rollins. AJ Styles, I absolutely love him too. He's got that skill set where it reminds me of Kenny Omega. But, I mean, Miz I like, and he's underrated. Let's see here. Daniel Bryan, obviously it's hard not to root for a guy like that. You got Roman and Edge. Asuka's they didn't really give her a push for the longest time until other things happened with injuries. Matt Riddle I love. You know what I mean? And there's other guys like Velveteen Dream that hasn't really got a chance to break out yet. Ricochet, underutilized with his talent. I mean, Ricochet should just go over to AEW. He's not meant for WWE. A lot of these guys need to fucking leave. Andrade needs a dip, go to AEW. I mean, he's no longer with the company. Charlotte needs a dip. I mean, if we can get Charlotte Flair and Andrade over to AEW, I mean, we could really get some good competition back and forth. They just need to be able to beef up that roster because they just got so many wrestlers and they don't use the proper people. They just keep using the same ones over and over and over again. That's why I like NXT, so you can see things like MSK. Nice. Ooh, shit. NXT. Grimes. All three of them in the ring. I saw a little bit of it. NWO. Obviously, I saw a little bit of that. Hogan was there. Nash. Six, a.k.a. X-Pac, was there. as well as Scott Hall. Scott Hall looks fucking... he's one of my favorites of all time. Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. But all the drugs and the drinking that he's done over time, God, he looks haggard, doesn't he? I mean, Kevin Nash looks good, right? Hogan looks pretty good. X-Pac, Six looks pretty good. But fucking Scott Hall, I mean, I know he almost died a couple times. You know what I mean? With the overdoses and the pills, where they would reach in the bag when they would do those NWO buses, right? And they would have a bag of pills with like fucking Buff Bagwell and Scott Steiner, and they would be just chopping away at fucking oxys and all kinds of fucking crazy drugs and everything. I mean, that's just crazy. Steroids and all, right? But Scott Hall, even though he's one of my favorites of all time, hey yo, so good on the mic with NWO. But whenever I see him, I kind of cry a little bit. It's like, damn, he looks so haggard out there. Just too much drugs, too much drinking. But I love me some Scott Hall and Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels ladder match, one of the best of all time for the Intercontinental title. 1. NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver, watch party with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or the GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. So we got NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. I'm getting to watch it for the very first time because I live in Oregon. So it just came on at 8 o'clock Pacific time. A lot of people already watched it. I have not. I watched AEW Dynamite instead. Mike Tyson was on. We got to see the Young Bucks turn on Jon Moxley, and it looks like the Bullet Club is back. So I'm excited. AJ Bouye signed with the Panthers, so they get Sam Darnold and then Bouye. So I like that. He was a flop in Denver. He was good in Jacksonville, and I think he might be able to be good with Carolina. Justin Fields is going to end up having another throwing day, so maybe that John Lynch can convince Kyle Shanahan to grab him. I think Shanahan wants Mac Jones. I think John Lynch wants Justin Fields, so I want to be able to watch that. Adventures with AG, you're just too young, my guy. We are old heads. 14, 15, 18. I don't mind, though. I got fans all over, man. I got young fans, old fans, in-between fans. All right? NWSF in the building. Gang, gang, gang. But like I said, I feel, growing up in my generation with Odin's Child and even Sarah Small, we've seen the best of everything. You kids that are younger, Adventures with AG, Cash Out, you guys have no idea. We've seen the best wrestlers, the best athletes, all right? Like, you guys have no idea. Seeing Hollywood Hogan, no, go back to Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, and then the Ric Flairs in his prime, the Andre the Giant, Legion of Doom, Demolition, and then going into Lex Luger and Sting in his prime, NWO, Goldberg in the prime, DX in the prime with Shawn Michaels and Triple H and Chyna and fucking Road Dogg and Badass Billy Gunn and fucking X-Pac. I mean, just going through all the generations, fucking ECW with fucking Rob Van Dam and Sabu and fucking Taz, and Mike Awesome, Tajiri, fucking A, bro. Like, and then to go into Jordan and Drexler and Bird and Magic and Griffey, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. I mean, these people have no Wayne Gretzky, you know what I mean? Pete Sampras, fucking Andre Agassi, Tiger fucking Woods in his prime. I mean, to go from the 80s and the 90s to watch the shit that we've watched, and we've literally seen the best athletes in wrestling, NBA, NFL, MLB, tennis, golf, and fucking Brett Hull, Mario Lemieux, Wayne Gretzky, Patrick Waugh. I mean, Tajiri in his prime, you have no idea. You know Tajiri, right, when he was in WWF? That's bullshit. You go watch Tajiri in ECW, right? That's really where he shined with fucking Masato Tanaka. Tajiri, they used to have craziness back in the day in ECW. Go and watch ECW, right, matches, right, and you will be mind blown from what wrestling is now to what it used to be, and that's no cap. That's all facts. But like, we really grew up in the best era in the 80s and the 90s with everything. I mean, literally wrestling and the NBA and the MLB, NFL, NHL, even golf and fucking tennis. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy how things were so much different. People have no idea, man. I mean, they have a little bit of a glimpse, maybe with Kobe. I mean, that, you know what I mean? Well, if you got to watch him play it all. But besides that, I mean, that might be the closest thing to what we got to experience with all the superstars on our end. I mean, no cap. Ooh, big splash. 2. All right, Reed, I see you. Big win. This guy's a stud. How much have you watched of him? WWF In Your House. Man, just the old school stuff. Bash at the Beach, WCW. And the thing is, wrestling fans now, Adventures with AG and Cash Out, you guys have no idea. When NWO was out, and then when Stone Cold and The Rock were out, I mean, back in that time frame with DX, I mean, everyone had a sign, right? The chanting, right? The music, the pop from the crowd, it's nothing like it is today. Nothing. Like you said, wrestling was at an all-time peak, right? You had Hulk Hogan and you had the 80s, and it was popular, and everyone got excited. But when NWO came out, that was the very peak of wrestling. NWO, DX, Monday Night Wars. I mean, just the pop that you would get. And I remember being in high school and watching both, clicking back and forth and watching the shows. I mean, people have no fucking idea unless you were there. Unless you were fucking there and watching the black and white. Unless you were watching the Wolfpack. You know, unless you were watching DX. I mean, you have no fucking idea how great that was back then. I mean, the 80s were great for me. The 80s were great, right? The early 90s were great, but I feel 95 to maybe 99 might have been the best wrestling ever, right? Just as far as ECW, right? With RVD and obviously Paul E. Dangerously, a.k.a. Paul Heyman, right? Amazing, just with the amount of craziness that you saw in ECW matches. As we know, I mean, there's New Jack. I can say that, Odin's Child, and you know what I'm talking about, all right? Just crazy, all right? WCW had, you know, the great announcers. They had the great format. You know, they had Juventud Guerrera, La Parca. They had a lot of the Lucha Libre wrestlers. You know, WWF, you know, had Mankind, right? Dude Love, right? You had Cactus Jack, Undertaker, Stone Cold, Rock. I mean, you had so many pieces. But, I mean, like I said, even with like the figures and all the stuff that I collect over the years. I mean, and then after 2000, you know, WWF hit us with some legends. Randy Orton in the early 2000s. John Cena in the early 2000s. Brock Lesnar in the early 2000s. But shit, right? And everything. What, in like NXT, right? They would chant there, right? Obviously, they would chant not only in NXT, right? They would not only chant in NXT, but they also would chant when they made it to like Raw. My name is Enzo Amore. We all know that. Man, and I remember it came up on my Twitter feed just a couple days ago, and they even were so good, and the crowd participation was so good, they didn't even have microphones. They didn't even have mics, and they just were like pretending they had a mic in their hand, and it was so litty. Like how people forget so quickly, you know, how that pop and that interaction. It's just crazy, man.
You tried the 4-in-1 power of Persil Oxy Discs?
Man.
Tough stains. Deliver fiber care.
Yeah, we old, huh? We some old heads, man. But I mean, I've seen some amazing matches. RVD, Jerry Lynn, ECW, Living Dangerously. I mean, some of these people have no idea. They think they watch like Randy Orton or Roman Reigns, you know, on TV now, and they're like, oh my God, that was amazing. No, you have SAWFT soft. But, like, just the pop with the crowd. I mean, that interaction. Do you see how, like, the reason why people like them is because Enzo was real. You know what I mean? He wasn't trying to pretend someone that he wasn't. You know, he was wearing the Jordans, but that's what he is, what he was. He wasn't pretending to be some, like, you know, wannabe rapper kind of guy, Cass. You know, it was who he was. You know what I mean? And when you have that realness about you, people will follow. You know what I mean? And it was just so crazy, just the following and the pop that they got. I mean, it's just crazy, man. Like, I wish we would get a little bit more of that, but you're not going to be able to bring guys in to have that kind of interaction. You know what I mean? There's not many guys that get a huge pop anymore. I mean, the only other time I can remember a big pop besides Enzo Amore and Big Cass, maybe when Shinsuke first came up, right? Oh, and they would sing, remember, in NXT, and then he first came over to like Monday Night Raw or came into like a pay-per-view, and they would sing the song and they would chant and hum together. You know, that was maybe one of the last times. I remember when like Bobby Roode, you know, and his theme song in NXT was amazing, right? But he didn't really pop off on Raw or SmackDown like he should have based on the pop that he got in NXT. And sometimes that happens, you know what I mean? But sometimes the music is everything. That's why I think with Chris Jericho right now in the Inner Circle, but Chris Jericho's theme song through Fozzy, that's the best in wrestling. Like if you go through and listen to everyone's theme song when they come out, Chris Jericho's is hands down by far the best interaction with the fans, right? They sing along every fucking AEW Dynamite, every fucking pay-per-view. There is nothing better than Chris Jericho's theme song on AEW. If you haven't heard it or watched AEW, I recommend it. It definitely gives you chills. But Shinsuke doesn't have the same effect anymore. Just like Ricochet and a lot of these guys, they're not using them the right way. They wasted the talent, right? Sarah Small likes Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash is one of my favorites. I got all kinds of wrestling old school memorabilia underneath here too. Let me see if I can find my box here real quick. One sec. All right, you see this box right here that I got? It is full of vintage wrestling figures. All right? I usually don't show them off because I'm a huge collector. Like I said, my collection is probably about 10 grand. All right? And I've been collecting a long, long time. Let's look in the box of Magic to see what we got. Okay? And I mean, we're talking about wrestling from all generations and all legends. All right? Let's see. The first one, let's see who we got. A 1997 figure. Who is it? Stone Cold Steve Austin with the belt. Still in great condition. Toy Biz. NWO Scott Hall. Love those ones. And then, let's see here. I mean, this collection is huge. I usually don't have ones out of the package, but like I said, I'm a collector. I got Kevin Nash. All right. NWO Kevin Nash from the Wolfpack. All right, what else do we got in here? Oh, look at this one. We got an old school 1997 Sting. Woo! You know, you ain't gonna see ones like that, baby. It's cool. These ones you like press the legs down and their legs and arms pop. Who else do we got? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, you didn't know? Yo ass better call somebody. Road Dogg. I know he went to the hospital. I think he had like a heart attack. Oh, look at here we go. Mr. Ass, Mr. BA, and he even says Mr. Ass. You can't see it there on there. But on the back of his trunks, it's Mr. BA, Mr. Ass. Mr. BA, Badass Billy Gunn. Let me see. A vintage, let's see here. A vintage rock. All right. Obviously, with some of the colors on here, that's going to affect the green screen. And this is only, I mean, I'm only a little bit in. Oh, vintage Undertaker. What you know about vintage Undertaker, baby? One of my favorite figures, an elite figure, old school. Brock Lesnar, still with the clothes, mint condition. Old school 1997, The Rock. Obviously, the green screen's affecting him with his body. Let's see here. Mr. DDP. Bang! Bang! I love it when they got the motions. They're just fucking so dope, man. I'll have to do a big reveal. Who else do I got? Oh, I got fucking, Luke and Butch, right? Some Bushwhackers. What you know about the Bushwhackers? What you know about Luke and Butch? What you know about the Bushwhackers? What you know about them? Some of y'all too young for that. Oh, here we go. Another one. What you guys know about Diesel? The fucking Diesel figure. What you know about that? My collection is... oh, look at this. Remember these ones? Odin Child? The Thumb guys? The Hulk Hogan Thumb? What you know about that? Those ones are super rare. That's from like 1985. Hulk Hogan from 19. I got Jimmy Superfly Snuka. What you know about Snuka, brother? What you know about Snuka? Oh, yeah. What you know about Snuka? Oh, we got Luke and we got Butch. Oh, shit. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. What you know about that? And this one, and my collection goes on and on and on. Oh, we got another Kevin Nash, brother. We got another NWO Kevin Nash. I don't even know how many figures I've already gone through. Shitload, right? But my toy collection is off the chain. Oh, we got Ric Flair in the suit. What you know about Ric Flair? It's me. Woo! Ric Flair, baby. And then your boy got all of them. Oh, what you know about the palest guy in wrestling? Sheamus. What you know about Sheamus, brother? I'm already like 20, 25 deep already. Oh, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Dolph Ziggler. It's the zigzag, baby. What you know about Ziggler, baby? So I normally never show off my collection like this. You know, it'll be a special day. My boy, with the pose, Randy Orton. What you know about that, baby? Going against a Fiend. What you know about that, brother? And then here we go. One of my faves now in AEW, Christian Cage. A little Christian action. And then, you know, I got bam, 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 bam. You know, your boy's got to have at least one John Cena. All right. Cena in the building. Triple H in the building with the. All right. We got the Triple H in the building. And then here we go. One last old school one for the old heads. It's who is it? Is it Sid Vicious? Who is it? Psycho Sid. It's Psycho Sid or Sid Vicious. Oh, brother. See that right there? I want to see how many I got. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And the funny thing is a big chunk of this collection is from my childhood, but also Swaggy P. Swaggy P was one of, actually, you know, he comes on and did the NFC Championship game, right? And the Super Bowl with me. He, as a kid, would mow lawns, and he was swaggy like your boy, right? Was always hustling with the basketball cards and the football cards and the baseball cards. This motherfucker had like hundreds of loose figures. Like, he would really work hard, and he has all those ones from like the early 90s, mid 90s, late 90s, and some of that collection that I just showed off is from him, because most of my collection is actually in the package. So those are like my loose ones, and a lot of those are his or mine when I was a kid, or ones that I've collected over the years. But like I said, at some point I'm going to have a display so I can have some of those old school ones. But it's a lot of memories, man. And like I said, I have rings that I've never opened. I have cage accessories that came out like maybe 5-10 years ago. If I had a cage accessory to put on top of my ring where I could have guys smash through the top like Undertaker, right? Like back in the day, to like Mankind, or throw them off the top, or like I could actually use the cage accessory, I probably would have never left my house. I probably would have never went to school. It was wrestling figures, watching the wrestling on TV or VHS from Blockbuster Video, right? And playing NES. And then obviously Atari 2600, NES. And then fucking Sega Genesis, Mortal Kombat, Tecmo Bowl, Super Tecmo Bowl, Mario 3, all that, right? Bases loaded, going through all those games, and then going from Atari 2600, Jungle Hunt, and all the different Kung Fu, all those crazy games that I had. I probably had like 30 fucking Atari 2600 games, and then I had a shitload of fucking, because I'm half Asian. Of course, the Asians, we love our video games, right? But I had all that, right? Atari 2600, NES. The only one I didn't have was Super Nintendo. My friends had that, but I had Sega, and then I had Nintendo 64, fucking Dreamcast. I mean, all the systems. I had PlayStation 1. I was the very first one at my school to get PlayStation. ever. Like, I got that when people had 64. I was rocking PlayStation. Like, I had PlayStation probably 6 months before anybody else. I mean, it was expensive when it first came out. I think it was like $300 to $500 or whatever, maybe 400, something like that. But yeah, I had some great fucking memories, man, with that. But wrestling figures is probably one of my favorite things of all time. I love starting lineups. All right, I love McFarlane's, but wrestling has such a deep impact in my life and my happiness that NFL at Sega TV, I had a friend that had that, and we'd go over to his house and we'd play that. That was the very first time that you could have internet in 95 or later, right? 1995, and you could actually order Sega TV and you could play video games through the internet, and you'd have a library of the Sega games. It was the very first time the internet had something like that. I remember that. I only had one rich friend that had it. But also, too, I mean, he had really good seats for Blazer games. He got to see Jordan come to town. We were very jealous of him. But I would go to his house, and we would play. You know what I mean? I remember those games, man, from back in the day on Sega, dude. It's crazy. Like, one of my favorite games from Sega, Earthworm Jim. I mean, I could play Earthworm Jim now. I'd probably have a fucking heart attack or a brain aneurysm. I had so many memories on certain games that I fucking just nerded out on for just, like, months and months and months. I mean, you give me Mario 3, shit. You might not see me for a while. But wrestling figures, wrestling accessories, wrestling shit in general that I have. I mean, I got old school Kurt Angle, old school Rock. One of the coolest pieces that I own that's worth the most, I have an old Hollywood Hogan, and I have a Macho Man, right? I have a Hollywood Hogan NWO figure, but it's not WF figure or anything like that. It's a WCW figure. Who do you know's got WCW figures? Like, nobody. No one has WCW figures. Like, period. And I still have it in the box. I'll have to show that to you guys. I don't know if I've ever shown it to you guys before, but that might be one of my gems. Probably worth about $100. You know what I mean? For like old school figures and stuff. But yeah. But wrestling rings, I still got SmackDown and Raw wrestling rings from like 5 to 10 years ago, still in the box. All kinds of just old shit that I absolutely love. I mean, I can't open up a lot of that stuff. Walter Ciampa, another guy that I really like, very underrated. It's just funny, like, Ciampa's like fucking 28, and that motherfucker looks like he's 48. But he always brings the heat. You know, I remember him and Johnny Gargano. They used to have some amazing matches. But, you know, Ciampa is good enough to be like on a Raw, but he's just undersized. That's a problem with like Adam Cole and Ciampa and Johnny Gargano and some of these guys. They can have killer 5-star matches, but a lot of people don't appreciate it, you know, and they can shine on NXT, but you know how Vince likes. He likes the big guys with the steroids. So, yeah. But and I got NWO Wolfpack jackets, black and white NWO. I mean, my wrestling collection compared to a lot of my other stuff, I mean, it's up there. I mean, I got a lot of NFL, you know, college football, NBA, MLB memorabilia. You know, I got a lot of that, but I got a lot of wrestling. Just like right there with those figures. I don't think I've ever showed those before. And it shows you. I got stuff from like 85 with like the Hulk Hogan thumb wrestler, with like Ivan Volkov and all those old school guys, Junkyard Dog, Hercules, Iron Sheik. Yeah, Nikolai Volkov. I think that was the 2-pack. I think it was Nikolai Volkov and Hulk Hogan. It was the 2-pack. Yeah, man. Like I said, the ones that I had when I was a kid in my original ring from like the late 80s, early 90s, you know, I had the Hulk Hogan with a pose like this, where you would push the arms back and it would link up. I had obviously you saw that I had the Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch, right? Right, and they would lick each other's heads like a bunch of crazy asses, right? Ultimate Warrior, where he pushed on his back and he jumped in the air like the Jimmy Snuka figure I showed. I had that. Big Boss Man, and he had his little nightstick. I remember I had that. But, man, so many memories. So many memories with that Tugboat and Earthquake. I remember them. Absolutely, man. And imagine if you had figures of those guys. I mean, like I said, sometimes getting the heels and getting the rarer ones, I mean, everyone can get the big names, but some of those, like, kind of off-the-wall ones, like my buddy Preston, Swaggy P, this motherfucker would collect all of them. So he's got, like, fucking Viscera. Like, who's got a fucking Viscera figure? This motherfucker does. You know what I mean? Like, if I ever get him to bring over his tubs, I mean, he's got tubs and tubs full of loose figures. I mean, just those 25 that I showed you right there, that's worth probably, to a collector like me, I mean, you're probably looking at easily with those 25 that I showed you, Probably like $400. Probably just with those 25 right there, 300-400. At least $250 probably that I would pay for those 25. You know what I mean? Because some of them are old, some of them are rare. Because a lot of the figures will go for 10. 15, 20. If you have accessories like belts, that's another 10. And I have a lot of accessories too from the Raw era that I got from Swaggy P too. Yeah, I saw that, but it's crazy. Imagine having a Viscera figure from like the 90s. Like no one bought that shit, but he did. You know what I mean? So he could end up having like a Royal Rumble or having all that stuff. But a lot of it is money because he knew they would be worth money one day. But he was just a super fan of wrestling. And like I said, he's the one that loves wrestling the most. He loves the Colts, but he doesn't love football as much as he used to. He used to love it a little bit more with Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck, right? But wrestling is one thing that, even though he doesn't watch as much, with wrestling and NFL, he still has a big love for both of those. Miami Marlins, he's a Red Wings fan. Odin Child, did I tell you that Preston went to Miami? Or whatever. He went to Miami like last week and went to go see the Blazers in Miami, bucket list against the Heat, right? Then he went to a Red Wings game, right? His favorite NHL team. You might be familiar with that, right? Then he went to a Miami Marlins game, his favorite baseball team, against the Tampa Bay Rays. Like he literally hit the trifecta, right? All in like 1 week. I don't know how he did that for his like 3 favorite teams, not the Colts, right? Unreal. But originally he went down there for like DJing stuff. Because he does reffing on the side and DJing while he does like sales and customer service on the phone, kind of like me if I'm not working warehouse. But we got Walter and Ciampa here. Ciampa with the submission. But yeah, man. And like I said, he's got a love for the sports like no one else. You know what I mean? He does the hockey thing and the baseball thing like me and, NBA. He likes the NBA. He hasn't given up on the NBA kind of like I have, But NFL, I got a little bit more on that than him. And college football, he doesn't follow really that much. But the wrestling, man, I mean, this guy's collection. And I got some really cool old school Undertaker and Stone Cold figures that are in the package that not a lot of people have seen. I should go grab them. I should show you guys. Because like I said, and these ones came from Preston too. And like I said, I don't mind spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on old school wrestling merch. Just because it's a big part of my life. Let me go grab this old school Undertaker and Stone Cold. It's still in the box. I have old King of the Ring shit still in the box with all the figures in there too. But I think I would have to dig that one out. But I think I have the Stone Cold and the Undertaker sitting out here in kind of the kitchen area. My girlfriend gets so pissed because I need to get a storage unit, and I have like 30 fucking boxes all full to the brim of like figures and like memorabilia, right? But I can't afford a storage unit. I need to get one. We tried getting a 3-bedroom today, and we got denied, which is fucking stupid. Little AEW talk. And then obviously I wanted to talk about NXT TakeOver, and then I did the stream a little bit before then, and now it's on, and here we are. But yeah, the Stone Cold figure and the Undertaker figure are pretty fire. They are pretty fire. I got to adjust a couple settings here. You'll be the storage unit free of charge. Man, you would shit yourself if you saw my collection, bro. Like, no one, I don't think I've met anyone else that's been on my level. But again, I've been collecting since '85. So, I mean, most people like, Hot Wheels and all the turtles and the stuff that I have. Ooh, nice. 1, 2. Like, one of the weird things that I have that's worth a lot of money, I have Ninja Turtle ooze. You remember Ninja Turtles? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles back from like the late 80s and the 90s, right? They have the ooze that came in the container. Now, if you have the original purple or green ooze, one container, never opened, with the paper on it, it's worth like $300-400. Like unbelievable, right? So after like Nickelodeon came out with the Turtles cartoon, like around maybe 2010, 2012, right? They came out with another set of ooze, right? So I always would go to Toys R Us and buy things. So obviously the old school ooze is the goal, right? But I got a whole case when I was at Toys R Us, right? The whole thing and the actual display box. I bought the whole fucking thing of ooze, right? So I have like 16 oozes, right? And the ooze has like a miniature turtle inside, and it's green, and it's got the container, like with in the movies, right? And then the ooze is like, each one is worth like $15 to like $30. But back when I bought it, it was worth maybe like, I don't know, 8 to 12 a piece. But now I have the display box. The display box alone is worth like $100-$150 because no one has it, and I have it all filled. So like the ooze that I have, like the 12 oozes, it's worth like $300, $400. Never opened them. Display box is worth probably half of it, but it's, you know, it's kind of weird, you know, that, you know, I would have something like that, but I think it's just because I love the turtles, and I saw an opportunity at Toys R Us to buy the whole case and the display box, which never happens. So I was like, fuck yeah. Some kid was looking at it. I fucking RKO'd his ass, gave him a fucking uppercut. Get the fuck out of here, right? No backhand, right? Body slammed his fucking bitch ass to his mama, right? Grabbed that whole fucking ooze, paid for it, and I think I only paid like $60 for it, for the whole thing, and now it's worth like $300-$400. And I won't sell the individual ones, you know what I mean? And like I said, just like the turtle van and all the figures. I mean, even the stuff that's from the Nickelodeon era is still worth money. So let me go grab this. Let me go grab this old school Stone Cold and Undertaker. It's just in the other room. One sec. All right, I'm back. I guarantee that none of you guys have ever seen this before, and if you've seen it, it's probably in the box. This shit has got so much dust on it, too, just because it's like I said, I have so many fucking figures here. Walter! So much dust. And I know that the video here is... All right, here we go. I know there's a little bit of a delay, about maybe 10 seconds or so, but check this out. Ripped and Ruthless Series 1 WWF in your house. It even comes with a fucking Undertaker action card. Look at that. All right, that's the Undertaker. I mean, this shit is old as fuck, too. Ripped and Ruthless from Jax. All right, and here's the other one. My boy, Stone Cold. Crazy, right? Red and black Sting. And this is from 1997. So this is just in the very beginning stages of Stone Cold, you know, in his prime, you know, really coming out. You know, so, I mean, you got to think. Bone Crunch figures, yeah, I love those. I absolutely love those. And that Stone Cold and that Undertaker were in Preston's collection. And I usually trade them. You know, I traded them for, like, Peyton Manning figures or Colts memorabilia or cash. But, you know, things like that. I mean, I got to take advantage of stuff like that, especially if I don't have to pay shipping, you know, on eBay, and who knows how it's going to show up. But I love the Bone Crunch figures, too, the old school stuff. But, like, the figures from, like, the 80s, right? I love those. Early 90s, I love those. But the stuff from the 90s too, because like I said, when I was a kid, I was born in 82. So when I'm playing with these, I'm like playing with stuff that's like from 85, 87, 90. So a lot of the stuff that's like 89, 90, 91, 92, I have a lot of memories from those. But then also Preston's a few years younger than me. So I'm 38. I think Preston's like 35. 34, so he went into the next generation where, you know, Stone Cold and like 97, those were ones that he had, and he was like, you know, collecting and everything, and, you know, multiple rings and all kinds of craziness, man. But yeah, that's a big part of his life and my life, and it's never going to go away. And like I said, anytime that it comes to Portland, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, you know, I usually try to go with him or my boy Jay Graves. But unbelievable, man. So many memories, you know, with the collectibles. But that's just a peek, you know, a little sneak peek with some of the stuff, you know, that I have. I got obviously a lot more. But, yeah, it's kind of cool, you know what I mean, to be able to have those things. Because a lot of times people don't give a shit about stuff or they don't realize, you know, how much the stuff is worth. And one thing that's worth a lot of money that people don't realize is actually the accessories. So, like, I have, like, a dumpster, right, back in the 90s that came with, like, a Mankind, like, figure or, like, an old-school figure from WWF, like a tire, you know what I mean? Like, baseball bats, brooms, toilet seats or toilets, you know, just a little accessories that came with these figures back in WWF from, like, maybe 95 to, like, 2002. But if you have stuff from, like, the Attitude Era, the shit is worth, like, so much. It's just fucking crazy. NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. Watch party with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF or the GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. Watch party with your boy, the Wrestling Fanatic. Northwest Wrestling Fanatics, your boy Ryan, and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. So I don't know if we have too much time left with the pay-per-view or with this NXT. I think there's, another 40 minutes? About 40 minutes, 43 minutes left. So we'll see if I stream for the rest of the time. I mean, at some point my girlfriend might come in and, you know, we'll probably watch Mayans MC or we'll watch another show. Obviously, I'll still have this on the DVR where I can watch it, but it was good hanging out with you guys. I'll wait for Odin's Child to come back as well. NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. Watch party with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF or the GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, 2021 hoodies are on sale. $34.99. Cop one. Represent your boy from the East Coast to the West Coast. No cap. They're comfortable. They look good, and they look like New World Order. New World Order for life, brother. And they've been selling well. And it's not like I make a lot of money on them, like $4 or $5 a piece, right? But it's not about the money. You know, it's about, you know, just getting the brand out there. Sarah Small, thank you. Like I said. And, you know, working a full day today on my feet in my new job, first day, you know, unloading a big semi-truck with all these fucking packages and you know, just my feet, my toes, everything. I'm just fucking tired as hell. But you know what? Just being able to interact with you guys when I do NFL or when I do wrestling, like I said, it brings me alive. You know what I mean? Like I said, sometimes you need that interaction, and I feel I'm one of the realest, you know, that's out there in social media and on YouTube. Never fake. I always say how I feel, and you know, I'll keep it real with everybody. You know, with whether it be a addiction or depression, or if I'm doing good or if I'm not doing good. But I know a lot of y'all, like Odin's Child, Sarah Small, a lot of us, Cash Out, we have a love for football. But we have a love for wrestling, too, and it's very, very high. Like, I really feel my wrestling love is it's up there. I mean, there's nothing else on the same level to me. It's NFL, college football, wrestling, and everything else. MLB is not in the same category. I'll do the Dodgers for my dad, and I love the Dodgers because of my dad, right? But it's definitely wrestling, NFL, and college football for my Ducks. I mean, there's nothing on the level of those three things ever, and there never will be. You know, I'll pay good money to sit front row for the Ducks. I'll pay good money to sit front row for WWE or AEW or takeovers. I'll pay good money, you know, to do an NFL game like Seattle Seahawks to see somebody play. But I appreciate that, Sarah Small. I love the fans. Fans are the best. I just can't wait to the NFL draft, but I am really excited to watch the rest of this, but I'm really excited about WrestleMania and NXT tomorrow. So if I order it, Grizzled Young Veterans. I will try to see if I can. I will try to see if I can do the NXT TakeOver watch party live, so everyone's on the same page. 5 o'clock, my time, Pacific time. Tag Team Championship. Oh, man. I love MSK. So I guess this is the MSK match. So it's a, triple threat? 3 different teams? I love MSK's gear. I love it. Are you? That's awesome, Sarah. That's awesome. Yeah, and the thing is like, everyone's got a vision. Everyone's got, something that they want to talk about. And like I said, if you didn't join the Northwest Sports Fanatics or, there's people that are all the same, like Odin's Child, you, me, we're all the same. We're all around the same age. We grew up around the same era. We all love football and wrestling the same, just as much as the NFL. I mean, that's awesome. Yeah, let me know when you're starting to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be very, very busy with, obviously, Odin's Child, my boy. Appreciate you guys, man. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. And like I said, just spending time. Sometimes it's just a conversation, you know what I mean? And actually hanging out with people or talking to people that are just like you. You know what I mean? Like, I remember before I started the channel, I'm like, I know there's people out there like me, that love the NFL like a fucking insane person, that love college football like me, that love sports like me, that love wrestling like me. I know they're out there. I don't know, because Preston is like that. He was more so when he was a kid, right? Not so much now, but he still has a little love for it because he was super in love with it back then. And my boy Jay Graves, he's the same too. He's a little shy though. If I could ever get him to come on to do a live stream, but he's kind of afraid of COVID. And I usually go, if you ever see me go to NXT TakeOver or Seattle Mariner games or Seahawks games, and you see a picture of a guy with glasses that's with me, that's my boy Jay Graves. He's one of my best friends. And like I said, we always go to Blazer games and Mariner games, Seahawks games, NXT TakeOvers, road tripping. Oh, no problem, Mode's Child. I mean, like I said, you're the one that always finds a way to donate. Sometimes nobody donates. Sometimes you're the only one that donates. Sometimes you donate, and then other people donate. You do more than enough, and I know that you'll end up donating the most between now and football season because you always do, and I really appreciate it because, like I said, if it wasn't for you, be able to make ends meet, on YouTube, I wouldn't be anywhere near what I am with you. So I know when it's after, the Super Bowl, we get into like March to August or March to July when it's kind of a dead zone. I'm still going to be grinding, and you're still going to support when I do wrestling, MLB, NBA, college basketball, whatever it is. I know you're going to support, and I appreciate that very much. So no worries, man. I know you'll get me back, and then, like I said, when you can do it, you will, and you always do. And you're the biggest donator to the channel, period. You're the most consistent. And Sarah, anyone that donates anything, you know what I mean? Anyone that donates $1, $2, $5, $10, but Odin's Child is in a class of himself. Odin's Child will donate 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Like he's on The Price is Right. 45, 50, 100, 200, 250, 300. There's no one that donates big dollars like that. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter if you're rich or you're not rich or you just love your boy. You love the Northwest Sports Fanatics. You appreciate and respect the hell of what I'm doing and the grind. But obviously a lot of the people I have a relationship with, like on Instagram, Twitter, like I talk to Odin's Child almost daily. Young Nola, even though he's crazy, I talk to him almost daily. Ryan Schrick, right? Crazy Chiefs fan. Loves the Florida Gators. I talk to him pretty often. Lenny D, I talk to him pretty often. So there's quite a few that I keep in touch with almost daily. Zini Panini, that ended up winning the fantasy football league as a female, the only female in our league. Big props. I sent her hoodie for winning the league, and she ended up getting it about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and she said that she loved it. So, it's definitely cool when you can, talk on the chat and build a relationship and have the friendship and then talk outside it, and I always tag, Odin's Child, Lenny D, and certain people. But we got MSK here on the screen, and this is what I was waiting to watch. This is my favorite wrestlers in WWE right now, MSK, because they remind me of the DX uniforms that they're wearing, the black, the green, and the white. But normally it's black and green. Today is like a little bit more white than normal. High flying like the Young Bucks, which I absolutely love. Yeah, and let me know. And I like to support, anyone that's trying to do something, you know what I mean? I'm definitely willing to support. And I'm supposed to have a phone call for, ooh, wow. High flying off the top. But I'm supposed to have a call for a potential company that wants me to be like a kind of like an Instagram influencer, a YouTube influencer for this kind of new gambling site that's going to be coming out instead of through a casino like FanDuel that like Pat McAfee has. It's kind of through like people. So I don't know. You know, there's going to be some compensation there, and, you know, if I can get some more subs and more views and a little bit more compensation money-wise to do it, if I feel it's a good opportunity, I'm going to do it, but I need to call the guy. He's in California, so in San Francisco, so I need to call him sometime this week, but obviously starting a new job, I'm pretty busy, but hopefully I can make that work, and he watched my videos, and he said, your energy is just unmatched. Obviously watched the NFL. He's a San Francisco 49er fan, so usually that's what most people say when they see the NFL. Obviously, my energy is just like a fucking crackhead, but just no crack. Crackhead energy, but no crack, though. Like Dave Chappelle. All right, little 2-on-1. Yeah, but like I said, I started exercising. I'm eating right, vegetables and fruits and walking. I fucking walked like 5 miles a day. I was fucking dead. Fucking dead. No energy, and I could have went to sleep, but I was like, all right, Mike Tyson's going to be on AEW. There's going to be something going on with some of the matches. Takeovers today. I'm going to order Peacock tomorrow. I'm going to watch Peacock tomorrow. I'm going to order it, and I'm going to try to do the live stream for day 2, because I think it's exclusively on Peacock tomorrow, correct? Odin Child, Sarah Small. And then do I need to order the $4.99 one with ads or the $9.99 one without? What would you guys recommend? Do the cheap one? Because I'm only going to probably watch minimal stuff on it because I'm so, busy on YouTube and my job. The main purpose I'm going to be getting it is for the pay-per-views. So the ads really aren't that big of a deal to me. So, but you guys let me know. Odin's Child. So did you order it yet? Do you have it yet or no? I know Sarah Small does because she told me. Oh my God. Sling 'em and fling 'em. Oh my, do you have this? Bro, do you have that, or is that just a picture? Or do you actually own that? Do you own the Sling 'em and fling 'em wrestling ring? Odin's Child just sent me a picture on my fucking Twitter feed, and it's the Sling 'em and fling 'em bro, this is insane, dude. And then if you go back and remember the figures that came out before the hard ones in the WWF, like there's some really expensive ones. Put the code so you get 4 months for $9.99. Shut up. What's the code? Is that ads or no ads? That must be for like ads. But still, for 4 months for $9.99, yeah. Because I want to be able to do pay-per-view live streams. So, it's a picture. You're looking for it? Oh, man. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to find it with the box. I mean, that type of stuff is so rare. And then if you do, the box might be damaged. But, yeah, I'm a collector, man. I'm always looking for shit like that. Memories. Straight, just reminiscing your childhood, from back in the day. NWSF Chain Gang in the building. Man, that's cool, dude. Yeah. Well, like I said, you just got to see a little glimmer, of my collection, with some of the stuff that I got. Yeah, that's got to be premium. That's probably like $3 to $4 bills, bro. That's got to be at least like $300-400 if you could find it. I mean, if you found it with just the ring, probably like 100. 100 something, you know what I mean? If you just found the ring, if it was, but if it was ring and box, I mean, you're talking about like hardcore guys like me, like that buy something from Toys R Us and then put it in a fucking tote for like 20, 30 years, you know what I mean? And then you're just like, I wish I could go back in time and buy all the Turtle figures, all the Star Wars figures, like all the shit that I didn't buy that I should have. Back Transformers, G.I. Joes. I mean, fucking A, man. That's like my... Star Wars, G.I. Joes, especially. Turtles. I mean, all that old school shit. I mean. Oh, premium Peacock. Yeah. I'll probably get the premium. What's the code? You have to find it somewhere or what? Ooh, MSK. High risk outside the ring. Ooh, outside the ring, high risk. MSK is fire. They're just like young bucks. I love them. So athleticism, it's like Ricochet and Young Bucks. It's just like amazing. It's just one guy to the next guy, high flying at the top of the ring, hurricane ranas, backflips. There's all kinds of just Ooh, double team moves. I mean, they're the closest thing to AEW that you got on WWE. That's probably why I like them so much. No, WWE said it. What's the promo code? Vince sucks. Vince blows. Put in the promo code Vince blows, and then get $9.99 for 4 months for Peacock. That greedy bastard should have kept it on WWE Network. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. He's on his shoulders. Ooh. Wow. MSK is so fun. Michael Buffer. That's old school WCW. And the WCW Heavyweight Championship match. Let's get ready to rumble. Man, I remember so many pay-per-views. WCW pay-per-views where people had like black boxes and I would watch DDP or NWO. Damn, that brings back memories. That's like when I was in high school. Man. Ooh, shit. No DQ. Let's get ready to rumble. Ooh, shit. DDT. Damn. Oh, shit. This match has been pretty good. They just need to have MSK on like for half-hour matches like every fucking NXT or Raw or SmackDown. That's like a ratings booster right there. Oh, shit. He's trying to get him to tap out. Peacock TV, Sports, WWE, Odin's Child. With the link. Uh-oh, shit. MSK. Oh, shit. Off the fucking shoulders. See, this is the thing that I love about wrestling. You know, when you get the double team moves, you know, the innovative moves, the high flying. I mean, that's what they need to bring back. Like the Lucha Libres and, you know, kind of the X Division and like all the Lucha Libres they used to have in WCW. I mean, you need that high pace, high flying. 2. Let's go. Peacock Mania. Is that it? Oh, just put in the Peacock Mania. And you get 4 months for $9.99 with ads every 2 minutes. Thanks, Vince. Appreciate that, Odins. I'll see if that's the code. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it tomorrow. And like I said, I might be dead, though. I don't know how much energy I'm going to have if I'm going to be on my feet for 8 or 9 hours. Lifting a lot of boxes and doing warehouse work. I mean, today was pretty tough, so. Okay. PeacockTV.com/sports/WWE. Yeah, but Preston will be here as long as everything. Oh, shit. You know, he'll be here for WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday, so I'm excited. Do we know what time WrestleMania is going to be on Saturday and Sunday? Like, is it from like 4 p.m. Pacific time to 7? So it's like 3 hours one day and 3 hours the next? Or is it like from 5 to 8 Pacific time? If you guys know, Odin's Child, Sarah Small, anyone that's in the building, let me know. I would love to know when it's going to be on. 8 both nights, so 5 p.m. Pacific time. So from what, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.? So 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., 3 hours each night? Is that what we're looking at? Or 3 hours and some change each night? 6 hours? 8 Eastern? Be late for you guys on the East Coast. See, at least I get it at 5. Man. It's tough being a sports fan or a wrestling fan on the East Coast, huh? Grizzled young veterans. MSK. Ooh, nice uppercut. Oh, no shit. Nice counter. Double cutter. Wow. This has been the best match all night in this takeover, hands down. Ooh, great double team set. Nice spot. 1, 2. Hell yeah. MSK. That was worth the watch. I knew that they won, obviously, because Twitter is horrible, and they're going to tell me everything when I go down my timeline. But watching it and seeing what it was, that was better than anything that was on AEW. Now, AEW had Jon Moxley and the Young Bucks against Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers, which was a pretty good match. But that one was NXT TakeOver style. I love that. Hell yeah. That was dope. Wow. NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. Watch party with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or the GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. I did hear about that. I know there's going to be some people debuting sooner than later. You know, I'm kind of excited to see when Parker is going to be debuting too. So there's a lot of guys that are going to be debuting sooner than later. I have a follow from him at the moment. I'm excited to see if he ends up breaking into the business, because, I mean, he's got a body. He looks just like Brock Lesnar. Parker Bordeaux, the Destroyer of Gods. Do you know who that is? Parker. Looks just like Brock Lesnar. Yeah, I got a follow from him. But they haven't really got a chance to get him. He said, I'm not the next Lesnar. I'm the first Parker. Bordeaux. MSK. That's awesome. And they deserve it. Like I said, at least Vince is smart, you know, and Triple H and Stephanie, you know, they got the DX, you know, look, you know, based off the gear, and they're high flying. And like, we haven't seen high flying like this in a long time in WWE, besides maybe Jeff and Matt Hardy back in their prime. I mean, that's like the 2020 version of Jeff and Matt Hardy, but maybe even a little bit more high flying than them. Yeah, MSK with some maybe TLC match. Johnny Gargano versus Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed's pretty cool. A little bit bigger of a wrestler. Abandon gonna be interview on Friday. Abandon's crazy. That's like the Fiend, the female version of the Fiend. Oh, Shotzi, your girl's wrestling tomorrow, and Ember Moon versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Okay. I like Shotzi. She's underrated. Ladder match for the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Santos Escobar versus Jordan Devlin. And then the main event. Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross. Will Karrion Kross win? Does he have any shot? Or are they going to keep Finn with the belt as the face of NXT? And then NXT moving to Tuesday nights. That's going to be fire. Unsanctioned. Adam Cole, baby, versus Kyle O'Reilly. That's fire. The Undisputed Era. That was a great faction. So, yeah, tomorrow's going to be pretty good. Yeah. Poppy. Nice. Poppy's going to perform. Poppy performed when I went to NXT TakeOver Portland, and I had a front row seat. She actually did a really good job. That's awesome. What you know about Poppy? Io Shirai against Raquel Gonzalez. And I already know Raquel Gonzalez won the belt. I didn't see the match, but that obviously is the last match tonight. Your first AEW merch is going to be an Abandoned shirt. Yeah, mine's just the straight. Mine's just straight, just the AEW logo. I love it. I love just the straight. I got an AEW T-shirt with the logo, and I got a hoodie. So those are the first two things that I got. They have a great merch selection in AEW. Like I said, WWE has all the shirts and whatnot, but if you actually go to AEW's website and check out their merch for their shirts, they got some fire ones, man. I almost want to buy a bunch of them and just put them in the closet, because then they're going to be like collector items down the road because they won't sell them anymore. So if you have like old school like Young Bucks or like Kenny Omega shirts, you know, those will go for a good $50, $100 down the road if you end up getting them. That's big facts. NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. Watch party with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, donate to your boy. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. He says, Shotzi, one of my many future ex-wives. Oh, buddy. Yeah, so if I can order it tomorrow, like I said, if I can do that, and if that's the correct link and whatnot, I'm not sure if it'll let me click on it here in the chat, but I can see if it will let me. So, Peacock TV, let's see if it opens up the link. $250 a month, a 50% discount for a limited time. Okay. So I click on that link, and then it's automatically 50% off. So I just do get started, and then I just put in like my information.
Yes. Yeah. If you ride, you get it. Yeah, they will.
4 months for $9.99, then $4.99 a month.
I'm Jason Tatum. Check out my
yeah. Why wouldn't I? Are they trying to just get people for WrestleMania? Is that what it is? They're just trying to get a shitload of people. Because people are going to pay $4.99 or $9.99 anyways. So I will do this. I will create an account. Yeah, I will create an account.
There they float, my sweet honey bunches of oats. Also try frosting.
3 derm ingredients in 1 cream? Don't settle for less. Revitalift Triple Power with proretinol plus hyaluronic acid.
All right.
And vitamin C.
So I'll do that once I'm done with the stream. I probably might just do it here in a second. So, you know, I got to get a little bit of rest. You know, I got to wake up early tomorrow and kind of wind down because I got an early day. So I'll end up watching this last match. English Premier League Soccer. Okay, I get that too. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Like I said, thank you for the link. I'll put in my information, create a password, and I'll put my card on there as soon as we get off the stream. I'm going to watch this Raquel matchup going against Io Shirai. I like Io Shirai's entrance. Music definitely is kind of gets you excited and kind of gets you going. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. So I'm going to go to work at this warehouse again. Hopefully I don't fucking die. I'm going to be exhausted, but I'm going to rush home, and then hopefully I can just hop on really quick, and we can do day 2 of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. And then if you guys are available, hop in the stream with me. Like I said, it starts at 5 p.m. Pacific time, I believe you guys said. So if that's correct, I'll be home at 4:45. It'll give me time to maybe take a quick shower and hopefully be somewhat alive. And then we'll be able to go from there. So I'm hoping that's the correct time. And like I said, if you guys can't make it for that, or if you end up hopping in a little bit later, that's totally fine. And then like I will be doing Saturday and Sunday WrestleMania with my boy Swaggy P. If he can't make it, I'll go solo with a watch party, but I imagine he's going to come, and we're going to do that as well. Stephanie McMahon in the building. Saray in the building. Stephanie McMahon. Let's go. Well, I appreciate all you guys. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. And we have the last match up. Like I said, I have to decide, I guess, if I'm going to stay on for another 15 minutes and watch this, or if I'm going to log off and watch it and do this Peacock and whatnot. So I think I'm gonna call it a night, because I got to do this Peacock information, and I got to do that, and then I want to watch Mayans MC. Do you ever watch that? Odin's Child, Mayans MC. I'm not sure if you've watched Sons of Anarchy or if you're into that, but Mayans MC is like the Mexican Latino version of Sons of Anarchy, which is obviously a lot of the, kind of the white biker dudes, you know what I mean, with all the fucking drugs and the drinking and the badassery, right? Mayans MC is kind of like the Latino version, kind of like the sequel to them. Pretty badass show. I'm not sure if you've ever watched either show before, but Mayans MC is almost must-see TV. I recommend if you're looking for a new show to watch, that's the one to watch. It should be on like HBO or like maybe a Showtime, but I believe it's on like FX, and they do a fucking good job on it for a show that probably, with all the shooting, killing, drugs, drinking, and craziness that happens with the motorcycle gang, it's like shit. It makes me want to I want to join a motorcycle gang after watching Mayans MC. Let me tell you, it's fucking good. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, do you have Twitter, Sarah? Yeah, I'll do it right now before I go. One sec. I always like to support the peeps. Let's see here. All right, I found you. One sec here. Io Shirai. I love Io Shirai's music. I don't know what it is. Kind of gets you juiced up. Well, I'm half Japanese, so it kind of gives me that Japanese vibe. That techno Japanese kind of vibe. Oh, I'm already following you. Yeah, I'm already following you, Sarah. Yeah, I follow you already. Because it says unfollow if I click on the follow. So yeah, I already, we both are. I think we're on there already. You didn't like it as much as Sons of Anarchy? I mean, it's pretty good though. Have you watched it all the way through? I've watched it from the very beginning. I like it. I think they did a great job with it. But all right, Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai. I'm going to watch this. I'm going to end up doing this Peacock. Thank you for the link. I appreciate it. Sarah, have a great night. Odin Child, have a great night. Anyone else that's in the building watching still right now, have a great night. Appreciate you guys very much. And I'll be back tomorrow if I'm not dead tomorrow based off working, okay? So you guys take it easy. Be safe. And let's get excited for tomorrow. TakeOver NXT. NXT TakeOver. Stand and Deliver Part 2, Day 2. With your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.